April is Stress Awareness Month, so I wanted to do this 5-part video series to help you conquer your stress. Because right now in the world, with all the political, social, family, work pressures on everybody, stress is through the roof. And people are being affected by it, their health and everything. Now, the biggest reason for that is both the media and the medical community, even your doctor, are not giving you the right information. They're withholding information from you to help you really conquer and heal your stress. And I don't want that for you. I want to change that. So in this first video, I'm going to give you the 3 main things that both the media and the medical community are withholding from you. Now, before I get started, a little caveat. When I go through these 3 topics, pay attention if you want to click out of the video, and please bear with me, stay to the end, because you're going to discover that there's a reason why you wanted to click out, and it's part of what's causing your stress and why you're not healing from it. So I beg you to kind of stick with me. It's a very short video. Stick with me to the end once you start hearing these reasons, and you're going to discover a key that you can't find anywhere else to help you overcome your stress. Now, the single greatest way that the medical community and the media are robbing you of the ability to conquer your stress is they won't tell you what stress really is. See, the stress response is activated when anything in our life, our personal life, our business life, relationships, friendships, parenting, any of that, when our perception of a life situation is overwhelming to us, it triggers our fight or flight response. If you look at any medical definition of stress, every single one of them contains the fight or flight response. That stress is the activation of the fight or flight response system. Well, what is fight or flight? It's fear. So the truth is, we're not stressed. We are afraid. We are petrified in that situation. Now, why are we petrified? This is another thing they won't tell you. The reason we're petrified is because of previous life experiences where we developed an emotional definition for something that happened. It's being brought forward into the present moment. So that leads to the second misinformation. They're not telling you that the way to conquer stress is you need emotional mastery, because it's our we've for centuries, we've downplayed the ability for, the importance of emotions, especially in the medical community. And so because of our inability to have processed emotions earlier in our life, those perceptions are stored in our brain and they're being brought into the present moment. So let me give you an example. Let's say your husband or wife walked in and they're kind of grumpy, disinterested. You say hello. They're just very nonchalant and distant. Well, what would happen? All of a sudden, you feel stressed. You're afraid, right? Why? Because most likely, as a child, you had a mother or father who'd come home from work and look exactly the same, and it felt like rejection. That's what's causing the stress, and that's what the medical community isn't telling you. Number one, that when we are stressed, we are in fear. It's an emotional condition. Number 2, it started in previous life experiences. It's never been addressed, and it's being brought into the current moment. And number 3, the third greatest way that the medical community and the media are robbing you of the real solution is every TV show, everything you see as far as the ways to heal stress or conquer stress is way too superficial, because none of it deals with what I just talked about, the real solution. We need emotional mastery. We need to recognize that stress is fear. We need to start calling it what it really is. Fear. We are afraid. Now, remember earlier, I said, are you going to click out? Hearing new information creates fear. And that's where I'm going to start leading you into the real solution. See, when we're stressed, we're actually in fear. And fear is always one of 3 things: the fear of rejection, the fear of inadequacy, meaning we don't think we have the skills, tools, or knowledge to do something, or the fear of powerlessness. Now let's think about all this new information. Why would we want to click out? Well, I don't have the skills, tools, or knowledge. This is all new information. Fear. And then by now recognizing I don't know this, I've never heard this, my doctor's never told me, the media's never told me, what would I then feel? The potential for rejection. Because I don't know this, therefore my thoughts about myself would be, oh my gosh, I should have known this. Why hasn't anyone ever told me this? And if somebody found out I didn't know this, they might reject me. They might think I'm not smart enough. See, and where did we learn that we weren't smart enough? Back in childhood. See, this is what's replaying in all of us. And now you take those two, and what does that make us? Powerless. Oh my God, where do I go? What do I do? So the key solution, and what I'm going to walk you through in this video series, is the real answer to conquer your stress. It's that RIP. That's the acronym. Rest in peace. Fear of rejection, the fear of inadequacy, or the fear of powerlessness. Whenever you are stressed, you are afraid, and it is always one of those three fears. So through the rest of this series, I'm going to break down each fear, and then I'm going to give you solutions of exactly what to do so that when fear comes up in your life, you're going to go, okay, wait a minute. Is it rejection, inadequacy, or powerlessness? Oh, it's rejection, I do this. It's powerlessness, I do this. Actually, it's a combination. So this is what I do. And you're going to be able to navigate stress and remove it from your life for good. So tune in, watch this series, and you'll be able to finally put a stop to stress.